size of that duck. That duck's massive. Oh my God, look at the size of this horse. It's a duck-sized horse.
Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Duck-Sized Horses, the comedy podcast that answers all of the questions you've hopefully always wanted answered. I'm Jack Higgins.
I'm Nathan Harrat.
Welcome to what would have been our live show.
It would have been our live show.
But here we are, we're DSH HQ.
We are.
Hopefully you're not queuing outside the front of it. We just had a little chat off air. Hopefully we've told everybody.
Yeah, I do. I am worried about Sim, who was in episode, I think, 15. We were hoping that Sim would be part of the live show, and I'm not 100% sure I told him it's cancelled. So, Sim, if you are currently in Cheltenham, I can only apologise.
Just
not for being in Cheltenham, but just cancelled.
Wait there. We'll get there eventually.
We will one day. One day we'll do it.
Yeah, maybe in sometime in the next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Touch wood and all that.
See how COVID goes.
We'll keep you all updated when that live show will reoccur.
Yes, but it will happen hopefully.
But anyway, in the meantime, welcome back.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
Welcome in general.
Yeah,
I'm great, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Bit stressed, but not too bad.
It's all good. We've been trying to de-stress at
we have
DSH HQ. We've been eating some lovely after dinner.
After dinner, yeah. We're not allowed to use brands.
French fancies from Mr. Kipling. Oh, Mr. Kipling's a brand.
True, yeah.
Very good.
Very good. Thank you for bringing them. I appreciate it.
It's another good cake recommendation to kick off this week, following on from the fruit salad jam donuts.
They were lovely, actually. They were very
last
nice.
month.
Very nice.
Very, very good indeed. I wonder what the winter's going to hold in terms of
what cake-based product for the winter.
Yeah.
I'm thinking something warming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go one of those melt in the middle puddings, maybe.
Maybe. I tell you what. One thing that always reminds me of around sort of Christmas time of just your whole family in general is those little like gingerbread kind of soft biscuit.
Oh yeah, the ginger snap type things.
Yeah.
We might have to bake some for your next trip.
You get in, I think you can get like them in Lidl as well, and they've got like hundreds and thousands and stuff. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that is a classic of our household. To be fair, we'll get some in for you, Higgins. We'll get
awesome.
Some in.
Cool. Glad to get that order in. So yeah, welcome to episode 36. Thank you for everybody who's been in touch on our polls in the meantime.
Yeah.
We're doing like a double recording.
We're being sort of COVID conscious.
Just in case.
So we're trying to cram 2 in today, if possible.
Rest assured, we're recording this on a Sunday afternoon.
We are.
So hopefully that means you're listening to this midweek. But rest assured, should the world turn southward again, there won't be a prolonged period of time off. There might be some time off between episodes, but not hopefully as long as last time.
Yeah.
So yeah, little strange double one, but that does mean no cake in between.
No,
episodes.
It does. And it does mean we're going to do a fantastic bit of time travel because we're going to go from September to October without actually leaving the sofa.
Incredible. We're all time travellers. As the saying goes.
Is that a saying?
It is now. So the first question then.
Yes.
For episode. You've got some admin to do.
I have got some admin. You reminded me, Higgins. So first bit of admin, just some thank yous as Jack said. First of all, again for your patience in waiting because it was a little bit of a gap between episodes. Thank you I've received some, and I'm sure you have too, Higgins, putting you on the spot, some lovely texts from people that have been really excited to have Duck-Sized Horses back. So thank you for all those lovely comments. A couple of sort of personal thank yous as well. Not that wasn't personal. But 2 people, colleagues I should say, rather than people at work, have been really sort of wonderful about the podcast. So one of them is Connie, who's sort of new to the Duck-Sized Horses family, if you like, and has set herself the target of trying to listen to every single episode before these new ones come out. She's currently 4 episodes in, so we'll update you on Connie's progress as it goes along.
You told me off air she was a big fan of back in episode 4 of the dogs interrupting us.
Yeah, that is. I asked her what her favourite bit of the podcast was. hoping that it would be one of our anecdotes, and it's the bit where the dogs interrupt us playing golf. But if that was a good moment, wasn't it?
It was.
And they were very, very cute dogs. So yeah, thank you to Connie, and we've decided. I
can't wait for her to get to the farts episode.
I kind of can.
She's going to turn off completely.
Yeah, I think our friendship may be over at that point. So we've kind of decided, haven't we, Higgins, that we'll sort of, as a thank you and a welcome to the DSH family, we're going to give her a signed rubber duck. And another sort of thank you is also to another colleague of mine, Dan, who, bless him, has been doing some fantastic promotion for the podcast, encouraging a lot of people to listen to duck-shaped horses. So by all means do, and then when you finish listening to them, listen to duck-sized horses as well.
Awesome.
But thank you, Dan. So he's getting getting a signed rubber duck as well.
I don't know what would be more weird, seeing a duck-shaped horse.
Yeah, I mean it's
a duck-sized one.
It's a would you rather, I suppose, for the future. Maybe
go, yeah.
Dan, get it written down and send it into the spreadsheet of wonder. Well, send it into us and we'll put it in the spreadsheet of wonder.
Yes.
But yeah, so they were the thank yous, and as I say, they've both received signed rubber ducks from us. And later on, we will let you know how you can also get your hands on a very coveted signed rubber duck. And I will say, Higgins, as I glance over at the duck receptacle, it's looking a little bit barren now. We're running out.
The bucket's running low.
Yeah, we are running out of ducks.
Oh wow!
So
we're gonna have to, yeah. Should we get some different colours? This is probably
maybe, yeah. Can you get little horses? I wonder.
Might give
maybe
it a little
we should
try.
start doing signed horses.
Maybe this is a business meeting. We could probably.
This is one, yeah. We could have off air. This is something we don't need to discuss now. But yes, so we'll talk about how you can get a signed rubber duck a little later. Last bit of admin from me is just the scores. They are currently Nathan Herat 19, Jack Higgins 17. So you could pull it right back to level, couldn't you? I suppose today.
I could indeed.
If my maths is correct.
Fingers crossed. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind,
yes, mate.
It's episode 36, and the question for episode 36 is: would you rather be a detective or a pilot?
It's a fantastic question.
Very good question. Two very brilliant jobs. Over on the
let's head to the polls. Yeah,
to hear what you've said at home. It's split 2/3, 66% of people in favour of being a detective.
Really?
33% of people would rather be a pilot. So thank you to everybody who's gotten involved with that poll. Surprising,
yeah,
I'd say.
I am surprised by that, actually.
I think both of our surprises would probably give a little bit of credence into what we've both picked.
Not
imagine.
Necessarily, Higgins.
Oh, I see. Are you about to surprise me as well, then?
I might be.
All right. So in that case, I'm going to pose a question to you again, and for everybody at home, it's: would you rather be a detective or a pilot?
Well, Higgins, I have gone for detective.
Oh, so gone for people.
Have I surprised you a little bit?
You have. You got me with the old double bluff there.
I did, yeah. Well, I mean, as you may well know, and the reason I didn't go for pilot really is because I'm scared of heights,
right?
And I don't like flying, and that kind of
there we go.
Really, yeah.
Cool. Podcast over.
yeah. That kind of ruled out the pilot option for me, and I think detective would be cooler. And I'm not bashing pilots. I think it's a great job when they do a great job, and it's clearly very, very skilled. But also I worry my understanding of pilots is limited. You might be shocked to discover that. But I feel like it would rely a lot on technology. And as you know very well, Higgins, I am just all kinds of awful with technology.
Well, you say that, and probably we won't dive into full reasons, but you've got a courtesy car at the moment, which you've said is like a plane.
It is very similar to a plane.
So maybe there's a little bit of pilot in you already.
True.
You seem to be handling that okay.
Well, you say that, Higgins. But the problem with the courtesy car, as you say, I have described it as, and sort of I refer to it at work as the sort of the shark tank, because it's quite big like a tank, and it's got a fin on the back for kind of, is it aerodynamics or some kind of, there must be some kind of benefit to having a fin on the back of a car.
Yeah. Chops the air in half.
But the problem is, because the driving position is a lot higher than in my previous car, or current car, I hope to get it back. I put the plea out there that I'll get it back.
Fingers crossed.
because the driving position is higher, it makes me queasy.
Ah.
So I do actually feel a bit sick when I drive it, and I think that would be the issue. I suppose, in a way, pilot would work if I was maybe co-pilot and didn't have the responsibility.
Right.
I could possibly do that.
But then you'd have a lot more responsibility if the other pilot couldn't fulfill their duties.
That's true, yeah.
So I think being a co-pilot over a pilot would be a little bit more stressful.
Definitely more stressful.
Because if things all go wrong,
yeah,
you're already in a situation where things must be pretty bad that one person is completely out of the loop. But then you're also in another position where you've got to pick everything up.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a bit more scary being a co-pilot.
I
I'd say.
hadn't thought about that. Yeah, but I think so. I went for detective, obviously, as I say, for the pilot reasons, but also because I think it would be. I mean, I've never landed a plane, so I imagine that's quite satisfying. But I think if you manage to sort of crack or solve a case that's been sort of rolling on for years, that must be quite a satisfying.
It would be good. What sort of detective would you be? Would you be like a gritty kind of, like, I don't know, murder detective, like a homicide detective, or would you be like a really
pet
sort of
detective?
pet detective? Well, that could be a really good like career option. Or would you be like a really dry, I don't know, like a financial regulatory detective?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. It sounds like it could be.
You've definitely made me think. I suppose in terms of action, if you're kind of homicide and murder detective, would be quite intense and probably quite sort of challenging. Not to say that the other forms of detectiving, that's not a word. You know what I mean? Being a detective.
Detective Eye.
Yeah. I suppose pet detective wouldn't be too scary unless
I don't know.
I don't know what detective.
See, it all depends on what situation you put in. Because in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective,
good reference.
He was scared of bats, and he had to go and find the white bat in the cave.
Point. Maybe I'd be like an all-round, not specialise in
just
a particular field, just a general detective.
Yeah.
Because I suppose, I mean, I'm not massively intelligent, and I feel like you have to be the sort of Sherlock Holmes style detective. But
I think you're wrong there. Not in the Sherlock Holmes sense. I think you are massively intelligent. So.
I have my moments, but I do feel like I'm prepared to be a detective because I've watched a biblical amount of Scooby-Doo. And I feel like I could, I've picked up enough lessons from Scooby-Doo to probably be okay.
That could work. So would you, if you were a detective then, would you work as part of a team like in Scooby-Doo? Would you have a gang? And a van?
I mean, I could have a team, or maybe a sidekick.
A sidekick would be quite good.
A sidekick I'd quite like.
A lot of detectives in films and in TV programs do have.
Yeah, I think I'd be more a sidekick than the Scooby-Doo gang.
So what sidekick would you have? Would you have like an animal sidekick, or would you have like a person sidekick?
Maybe like a Holmes Watson type sidekick.
Uh-huh.
So maybe my sidekick would be smart, very very smart.
Right.
And
okay. So you'd be the Watson.
Yeah, I'd be the sort of Watson to his Holmes.
Again, you are intelligent. You are super intelligent. So I don't think you giving yourself enough credit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dr. Watson, he's a doctor.
Yeah,
he's super clever as well.
And I think it'd be good to have a sidekick because it's different perspectives, isn't it? And they might pick up on something I hadn't noticed previously.
You'd have to the best partnerships in that work really well when you've got one person who's skilled at one thing but not another, and vice versa.
Much like us on this.
Higgins. Yeah, brilliantly. So you're my sidekick, I'm your sidekick.
Yeah,
perfect.
I'd quite like that. Could I make a ploy for you to be my detective sidekick? Or is that against the rules? Maybe. Because I reckon we'd be quite.
It all depends on what detective agency we're setting up. Again, if it's to do with the regulation of financial systems, I don't have the time for that.
Me neither, to be fair.
No.
But
you could be like a library detective, figure out where all the lost books have gone.
I mean, will that take long? I mean,
it could do. You could try and track them down.
Would you be up for being my sidekick, Higgins?
Yeah, I'd be up for being a sidekick. again, but we need to figure out what the
Yeah, we need
agency
to
is
think
gonna be.
what. So if you were my sidekick, what would you want to be? What kind of detective agency would you like to be part of?
Interesting.
Or is there one where if I said, "Oh, Higgins, come and find this lost cat," would you be like, oh, "I'm not bothered"? Or,
I don't know. I guess it all boils down to trying to find out who done what.
yeah, very much like Scooby Doo.
So could we have like a generic sidekick agency where people can just come and like knock on the door of DSH HQ?
Yeah.
And say, yeah, can you help me with my lost cat? And
Yeah.
we can go, no, it doesn't sound very fun. Or they could be like, oh, we've got another thing for you to investigate. You need to see how many jammy dodgers you can eat. Because I'd be much more up for detectiving that.
Is there much detecting that needs to go on in that?
It could be.
I-
We don't know yet. We haven't investigated it.
You've put the question out there. Go on then, Higgins. How many Jemmy Dodgers do you think you could eat?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some casework.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of late nights. I can get it done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to find out now.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'd work on like a commission basis, so people would come to us with detective opportunities, and then we could decide whether we want to take them or not.
Pet detective could be quite fun.
Yeah.
The Ace Ventura films are very, very good,
Yeah, true.
and we would get to go to a lot of cool places as well.
We would. I'd like that.
We would need a pilot to take us further.
Well, yeah, maybe we can work on that. Maybe you can fly and I'll drive or something.
So back to the pilot thing then.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, your main reasons are not being able to, or not liking flying or heights.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but can't pilots like pilot other vehicles?
Oh, I say, yeah.
So
That's a good shout, that.
I'm struggling to think of one off the top of my
I
head.
thought boat as soon as you said pilot.
But then
other
you have
vehicles.
like a captain of a boat.
Yeah,
don't you?
true.
Or like,
Do you pilot a submarine?
I guess you don't really like sail a submarine, do you?
No.
So a captain would sail a boat,
Captain sails a boat.
driver drives a car,
Yeah.
pilot flies a plane. Pilot could
Helicopter, I suppose,
like helicopter pilot.
same problem.
Yeah, heights and stuff.
I tell you what, though, one pilot I've thought of, bobsleigh. The driver in that is a pilot,
He is, yeah.
but that would be terrifying.
So you could be a bobsleigh pilot.
I think I'd be terrified.
Would you be more or less terrified than flying a plane?
Oh, it's a good question, though, because I do love the film Cool Runnings as well.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
In the back of our RE book, I drew. I think. I drew all of us as a bobsleigh team.
I do remember that
I
picture, actually.
think your brother he was the pilot in that, and I was the.
I was going to say that, yeah.
I was one of the. I was either the
You third man in?
or the one at the back who jumps on last.
brake
the
guy,
brake
yeah.
guy, yeah. I'm not sure what the two in the middle do. I'm sure they've got more of a job than I'm
Yeah.
giving credit for.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what else they do other than just sit there.
And what was it, Higgins, about religious studies that made you think about bobsleigh?
I don't know. But it was very nice of the teacher, Mr. Small, who, very first lesson in, he said, right, everybody open your books, go straight to the back page and just write doodles at the top of the back page.
Wow.
And so everybody did that, and he goes, right, if you're going to draw anywhere, draw on this back page
Whoa.
and don't draw on the other pages in your book, because I don't have the time to look at them and I'm not interested. And I'm like... So he didn't want the rest of the book to be messed up.
No, but just...
But he let us mess up the rest of
That's
the
a
back
very
page.
good technique, actually.
Yeah, it was big fan of that.
Fair play, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not quite sure how we got onto.
No, we've kind of...
I didn't do a lot of studying in that, so maybe you shouldn't have let us just
No.
have free reign to draw whatever we
Yeah,
wanted.
too
in the
much
back.
opportunity. But yeah, I suppose that's another piloting option.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The only other thing I could think of, and this might be one for everybody at home, if you can think of what else a pilot.
Yeah, what else you can pilot?
Hot air balloons.
Yeah, but then heights, I suppose, again, isn't
Yeah,
it?
true. If you can think of what else a pilot would, or what vehicles they have control over,
Yeah.
send
in
them
touch,
in to
yeah.
us. Send in your suggestions. The only other thing I can think of is you could be a pilot light.
I was thinking pilot light as well.
So there you go. Would you rather be a detective or a pilot light in a boiler? Or in a stove? So yeah, I don't. Yeah, you could do something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, would you be up for being in charge of a different vehicle even if the term pilot could be applied? Would that steer you away from?
I don't think
A
so.
career
I
in
think
detectiving?
yeah, I think detective is more appealing to me because there's the potential for. Although I've just said I'm horrifically awful at technology, the use of like gadgets and the opportunity to do that would be quite cool. I'd like that. I think.
Would you have lots of like cool detective gadgets then as well? Or
Yeah.
would it just be like a dictaphone and a pen and
Notebook.
paper or
Yeah. No, I think it would have to be sort of almost like when I was answering this, I was thinking very much of. I think it was PlayStation games, may have been Xbox. Right in if you know. I was thinking very much of the kind of equipment you got on Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Right at the
Like
beginning.
night vision
So, yeah,
goggles
night vision goggles and lockpicks and
cool
stuff like that. I think I'd quite like that.
I don't know if detectives get those though. Do
Well,
they?
we could start a new thing,
There we
Higgins.
go. All right.
Ever evolving.
We're in. Yeah, I always sort of just pictured detectives in like suits going around like
And what are those hats called? Trilbies?
trilby.
Is that a
Yeah,
detective?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that a detective hat?
Nobody looks good in a trilby though.
No, I don't really look good in a hat. Bar
You-
flat caps, actually.
Yeah, you look good in flat caps.
I quite like
I
a
think
flat cap.
You've got to have a head for hats, and you either look good in most hats
Or
or
no hats.
or no hats or one specific type of hat.
Very much like the flat cap, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
But nobody looks good in a trilby. I don't know, it's just something weird about them. Like back in the day, if it's in like a black and white film,
Yeah.
and you've got a big old trench coat on, you're looking cool and
I
suave.
think you need the rest of the look, don't you, with
Yeah.
a trilby? That's the problem. Whereas with like a flat cap or a baseball cap, you can just get away with wearing that with.
yeah, like
with anything, but-
t-shirt or
Yeah.
a nice jumper.
But you need the full trench coat.
Yeah, you can't wear a trilby in a t-shirt. You just
No.
look a little bit odd. You look like a bassist in a ska band,
Yeah.
and they're always very, very weird. Yeah, I don't know. Would we have hats if we had a detective agency?
I think we would.
Would they need to be trilbies? Would we have to have a full look, or could we
No,
go
I
for
reckon
like?
we could. I reckon we could alternate hats per case.
So I'm guessing you'd favour flat cap,
I'd go flat cap first, but I wouldn't be against changing the hat dependent on the.
because I feel like it would have to be like a formal hat to command like some sort
Respect,
of
yeah.
respect. Like I couldn't turn up. So my favourite hat's like a beanie. I quite
You
like
do look
that.
good in a beanie.
And I quite like a bobble hat. Like
Yeah.
they're my go-tos.
There you go, two hats. You look good in a cap, though.
Yeah,
I'm just going to name hats that you look good in.
There we go. This is it. I've got a head for hats, but no, again, definitely not trilbies.
No, I've never seen you in a trilby.
It's not good. Not a good look. I would say it would have to be like a formal sort of hat,
Yeah,
but I guess we'd have to have a sort of look for it as well.
like a top hat, or is that too formal?
Maybe. Could we get away with bowler hats? Or
I worry I would end up looking like the Fat Controller if I had
yeah,
a
I was
bowler
going to
hat
say,
on.
yeah. And if there's two of us, we'd definitely look like Laurel and Hardy.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, Higgins.
Probably. Let's say it is, to be kind to ourselves. We could wear hard hats.
Yeah, but that's a bit much, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it would keep us safe if we were ever putting ourselves in danger.
Which I suppose we would be as detectives.
Yeah.
Maybe we could wear logoed hats, so we'd have like the logo of our agency on the hat.
Could do. Baseball caps could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they were matching, then baseball caps could work.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Or and then when it's time to like relax and chill, one of us could put it backwards.
Yeah,
Or when we're about to get serious, then we can bring the hat forward.
I reckon you'd look good with the hat backwards because
I
I
think it
tend
would
to look
quite
like I'm
well.
playing doubles tennis when I put the hat backwards. So
Other than that, we could maybe wear like a
would we have a uniform? Do detectives have a uniform, or is it just sort of shirt and tie and?
We'd have to have a good waterproof jacket.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All detectives have a great waterproof jacket situation going
They
on.
do, yeah.
All right, this is working quite well.
Yeah.
I think we've got a solid plan in place.
I'm quite happy with this. What do we call our agency?
I think we'd have to call it DSH,
Yeah,
Detectives Agency, and but we wouldn't be able to tell what people. We wouldn't be able to tell people what the DSH stood for because then it would immediately ruin the credibility.
yeah, true, true.
Duck-sized horses detectives.
Yeah. People will look at that and think, well, they're not going to be busy, are they? Because finding a duck-sized horse is pretty tricky.
DSH
Yeah.
Detectives.
Now, see, that has a nice ring.
That does.
That's a
It does
great
sound
ring.
really, really good. And the H could stand for Higgins or Herat.
It could. And the D could stand for detectives. We
Detectives.
just need the S.
Super.
Very nice.
Detectives, Super, Higgins and or Herat.
Or sidekick.
There we go. There we go.
Detective sidekick,
Detective
Higgins or
side-
Herat.
Brilliant.
Beautiful.
Right, we've got it.
Right, I'm off. I'm going.
This is great. I don't think either. I think you've won this episode, mate.
Really? You're not even going to
No, I'm
say
not.
which way you went?
No, I was leaning towards Pilot to begin with, but the only argument I had was I get to go somewhere nice, and you've made such a convincing argument for the detective agency over the past 20 minutes or so that I'm fully
You're just conceding straight off.
fully engaged. That's fantastic.
Really? Okay, I'll write.
Sign me up. I'm in.
I
the
will.
club.
I will. So let me just put that on the score. So that's 2017 now.
Wow.
Work to do, Higgins.
I'm not even mad.
No!
I'm excited about starting a
I really
detective
want to
agency now.
get started on it now.
Yeah, maybe we could get like a whole team of people involved.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Almost like a Ghostbusters sort of thing, where we sort of start off with like 2, then it becomes 3 or 4,
Yeah, and then we grow.
have like
Bit like the Power Rangers. Maybe we could all have our own. Maybe we could all have our own colour. That would be
Is
quite
helmets a bit too much of a step from wearing hats though?
cool. Hey, I'm thinking wrestling masks now, mate. I'm going for the full. Like,
Series of disguises.
yes.
There we go. All
There we
right,
go.
right. We're cooking on gas.
And disguises is another D word for the logo.
Brilliant! Right, we're gonna have to make a whole agenda for this. This can be point 2 on our AGM meetings
Absolutely, yeah.
after point 1, which is buying more ducks.
yeah. We need to come up with some disguises. And if anyone out there has any cases they want solved, get in touch. We'll have a go.
Speaking of which, how can they get in touch?
They can get in touch in a manner of different ways, Higgins. You can tweet us at DSH Podcast. Our Facebook page is Duck-Sized Horses. Or you can email us at ducksizedhorsespodcast@gmail.com. We really love hearing from you, don't we, Jack? We say it
it's
every
really,
time.
really good, especially if you've got
lovely.
some cool cases as well.
Absolutely. And also, you can use those contact details to get involved in our competition. And if this is your first ever episode and you don't know what the competition is, Higgins will now explain it.
So you can send in a photo or a video of a duck or a horse or a duck or a horse related thing. It could be a joke, it could be a recipe, it could be a poem, it could be a painting, could be an equine or duck related case that needs solving. If you do and you send it in, we will we'll post it up on our social pages and hopefully our website once that's back up and running soon. We said it last episode, it was going to be back up and running soon, and I still haven't got around to it yet, but it shall be there very shortly. You can send those to us and we will send you a signed rubber duck, which is signed by me
And me.
and we'll look forward to your suggestions.
We
you can
will.
also send us in questions as well for
Yes,
future episodes.
yes, please do. And as we said at the beginning, you can also receive a signed rubber duck for not just promotion, but if we think you've done something very sort of
If you've gone above and
encouraging,
beyond,
absolutely, that's it. Yeah,
maybe this is it. Maybe we should have like this. We'll add this in as like 0.1.2
yeah,
of our AGM when we get more ducks.
Yeah.
And horses. Maybe we should have like a special like above and beyond.
yeah, very much,
Duck.
very much like in sports personality, the kind of local hero. Very much a
Yes.
similar kind of local hero duck. Because there may be some of you thinking, well, why have Connie and Dan got ducks? That's why, because they've gone above and beyond. So, if you want to do that, we will happily give you a duck or a horse or whatever we get when the time comes. But as Higgins said, send those competition entrants and questions to us. You can send them to us at Twitter at DSH Podcast. Our Facebook page is Duck-Sized Horses. You can email them to ducksizedhorsespodcast@gmail.com. And if you're not sure how to do any of that, you can private message me and Higgins and we'll add them to the draw and such. If this is your first episode, you're very welcome. If you want to find out or listen to the other 35 now.
35. it
Just
will be,
Google Duck-Sized Horses podcast, and there's a number of different websites, aren't there, Higgins?
Yeah, really good.
Which show all the episodes. And as Higgins said, hopefully our personal website, www.ducksizedhorsespodcast.com, will be back soon, and we have all the episodes up on there and competition entrants. So you shouldn't miss a thing Duck-Sized Horse related.
Right. We're going to go solve some cases.
Let's go.
This podcast is part of BritPod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritPodScene.com or BritPod Scene on Twitter to find out more.